Hi guys, I just wanted to jump on real quick and show you our deliveries that we got today. We were delivered 6 pallets of river rock, mulch, compost, soil, and that's all going to be put into the gardens and into the new herb garden that's going to be outside of our front door. We've got about 6 pallets here of a lot of fun stuff, so it looks like Todd and I are going to be pretty busy for the weekend. So we've got some soil, we've got the river rock that's going to fill in between the raised beds in front of the house. We've got our mulch, we've got more soil, and we've got compost. Bring on the ibuprofen. We also got another special delivery today. I got a call about an hour ago from the Uniontown Post Office, and I went to pick up what was delivered from Murray McMurray Hatchery. So excited to have these babies home. We have 29 birds, maybe 30. We have 25 Cornish Cross, and we have 4 new hens. We have the Whiting True Blue and the Whiting True Green for those really pretty blue and green eggs. So let's go take a look at these babies. Baby chips. They're here. So here's the setup. We've got the warming plate here. We also have the light that we can raise and lower as needed. It's not pretty, but it works down here. Yeah, so we can raise and lower that light as needed. We've got their food set up in here. This is going to be tied up out of the way. Food and water set up here. We've got their warming plate, and we've got these babies. Hi, little ones. Hi, little ones. So what we're going to do is take these babies out one by one and put them in and make sure we dip their beaks in the water to let them know where the water is and let them get a good drink, because they've just had a long journey from Murray McMurray. Let's get these babies inside. So right now I am going to take these babies one by one out of their box and dip their beak into the water to give them that first really good drink after their long trip. And the water has some vitamins in it that's going to help them kind of bounce back and give them the boost that they need from their travels. So here we go. And 30. This is a lively bunch. We have 30 happy and healthy baby chips in here. Now we do have Cornish Cross and our 4 new hens in here together for a very short period of time. We're going to actually separate this brooder. There's a board that goes in the middle. So we're going to separate the brooder, that way we can separate their feed. Our very lovely neighbors built this brooder and have been letting us use it for the last couple of years. So we're very thankful for them and thankful for the use of this. And we have some happy and healthy chicks. We'll let them get settled in here and let them get used to their new digs. Welcome, little ones. Get a drink, babies. Just don't take a bath in there. Let's try not to poop in there too much. So I waited just a little while to see how the chicks would react to the heat lamp, and I noticed that they were all huddled here in a little pile. That tells me that they're trying to stay warm. So what I did was I just lowered down that heat lamp. It's just on a chain up there. I lowered it down so it's closer to them, and I'll give them a little while and come back and see how they're reacting to this. If they're spread out a little bit more, that's going to tell me that they are nice and warm and they're comfortable and they don't feel like they need to huddle together for the heat. Now they also have their little heat plate back here that I haven't seen any of them go to yet. So we'll keep an eye on them and we'll see, but I did lower this heat lamp down and we'll see how they react to it. So it's been a few days now since the babies made it home. Everybody is happy and healthy and doing well. We made a few slight adjustments to the setup. Of course, we added their chick grit there that they can ingest, and then that helps them digest their food. We did notice that they were staying huddled up in a big chick ball, so we moved up their warming plate, and then we added this board that we can put down over top of the wire mesh to help hold the heat in. We also added a thermometer, and we added just a plastic lid on this side to help keep the heat in as well. Since we did that, they've been nice and spread out, seemingly happy. Hi, baby. So they can get underneath the warming plate if they need it. There's the warming lamp here, and if they get too warm, they can move to the back of the brooder here. So that's the final setup, and everybody's pretty happy. Before we know it, they're going to be moved outside. Hello everyone, welcome back. I am out here in the garden, and I just wanted to show you real quick what I was doing with some of the compost that we had delivered today, and I kind of wanted to show you my really cool hat. Just wanted to show that off a little bit. So with the compost, what I've got going on right now is I'm top dressing a couple of the beds that are ready to be planted. I'm going to plant some carrots, some radish, and the spinach. Hopefully all today. We'll see how it goes. So what I did with this bed that's already been amended a little bit and already been kind of raked through, and we broad forked it, I put a layer of the compost on top, and I'm going to plant radishes in this one. So let's take a look. All right, so here is the bed that is ready to go. There's just one bag of the compost mix in here, and I am going to put in, let's see here. I've got some German Giant, some Cherry Bell, and some daikon radish I'm gonna put in this bed. Hoping to get a couple of rounds of radishes through before the end of the season, which I don't even want to think about the end of the season yet, but these things grow so fast. we'll have a harvest in probably, I don't know, less than 30 days. We can harvest our first round, so we can just continually plant these in this bed. There's a bed of garlic over there going really well, and I'm gonna have to choose which one of our beds to put the spinach and the carrots in. I tried to plant some onions in here and overwinter them, but there's only 2 or 3 that are really coming up and doing well. So instead of sacrificing this whole bed space, this is, I think, an 8-foot bed. Instead of sacrificing this whole spot, waiting for onions to grow, I think I'm just going to chalk that up as a loss and move forward. I don't know if I can transplant the 3 or 4 that are doing really well, but we'll see. So this bed will likely be probably carrots, we'll see. Okay, for this next bed, this 8-footer, I did go through and I peeled back the layer of mulch that we had put down over the winter. I found, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 onions that may have done okay, but I can't sacrifice this whole space for just 6 or 7 onions. What I'm going to do here is split this bed in half, and I might do carrots on one side and spinach on the other, because they can grow well together and they both will do okay even with the onions that were planted there over the winter. So I peeled back that layer of mulch. I'm going to throw it in the bucket there and split the bed in half, put the carrots in, and put in the spinach. So in this 8-foot or 12-foot bed, I'm not quite sure what it is, 8 or 12, I believe it's 12. I am going to put in new onion sets, since I took out the handful that were over there, and I have to take out another handful in another 12-foot bed. The 12-foot bed on that side has onions that look like they're doing okay. So depending on space and what we need it for, I might leave those and just go with the onions that we have here. These onion sets we got from Gurney's Seed and Nursery. We get a lot of stuff from them, and I've been pretty pleased with everything so far. Oh, and look at this. We have asparagus. We planted this last year. I think it's the Converse Colossal asparagus. And it did really well. It was nice and wispy, and then it dried out. We cut it back, and it's coming up again. Still can't eat it. It's only year 2, although I'm very tempted. Okay, so we have the 3 different varieties of onions here, the red, yellow, and white. And what I did was just kind of drew a line dividing the bed into thirds. And you see here, I just popped in the red onions, spacing them out. There was no really exact science to it. I spaced them out according to how big I thought the onions would get, just trying to give them enough room to grow. And what I did here, some of these had started to sprout, that's why I knew they had to get in the ground soon. What I did here was you take the blunt end or the root end of the onion and you put that down into the soil. You don't want to put that sprouted end down in the soil, because then it won't grow right. So I just started picking them up and popping them in, spacing them out here and there, just like I did there. And I'll go back through. I left them uncovered right now just so I can see where they were all at. I'll go back through and pop them in a little bit further and give them a good cover of the compost. So I amended this bed with some topsoil and then a layer of compost after I broad forked it. Almost finished with planting the onion bed. I did get them all in their place. I'm just gonna go back in and sink them down in there. Again, the spacing, I don't use any exact science. I just kind of pop them in there and give them enough room to grow. There are about 240 onions in this bed, and we're in growing zone 6A. So I think I might be a little bit late putting these in, but better late than never. We're gonna see how they do. Hopefully they will do well. They will take to the new bed and they will grow strong. So there's the onion bed planted. It only took me about a half an hour or so to get them all in there. Hi, Big Daddy. And you can see a couple of them had started to sprout up. So I just left them exposed on top if they had sprouted. You can see a couple of them in there. And again, make sure you put that blunt side down into the dirt, into the soil. That way the roots can establish and grow down. So there's our onion bed. Come on, Rooster, do it again. You know you want to. Quick backstory on Big Daddy, who's making all the ruckus. He was originally named Big Mama because his counterpart was Little Mama. We ordered 16 hens and we ordered 2 of each of the breeds that we wanted. He is a light Brahma. And when we realized that he was a rooster, the kids decided instead of Big Mama, he would be Big Daddy. He's a handsome boy, aren't ya? That's Luna back there. And there's Gracie. Hi, Gracie. I hear ya. You got fresh water. As always, the plans change around here very quickly, so I have not yet planted this bed. I pulled that layer back and I was going to do carrots and spinach in here, but I decided to wait because last year, right here, we had an arch trellis that we had the Malabar spinach on, and it did so well there, and it was such a beautiful spot. I came out here and prayed in that spot quite a bit because it was just so pretty and so inspiring. I kind of don't want to give that up, so I think we might put the trellis back in here, put the Malabar spinach along the edge and let it grow up and over, and save the rest of this bed for the other spinach that we're going to grow. We'll see. I did get the radishes in here, 3 varieties that we're growing, and got the onion bed done. Next will be to amend our potato mounds and make them bigger, build them up a little bit, and get those potatoes in. That way we're not too late on those. So far so good. I think in this long 24-foot bed we're going to do tomatoes again, just because I've got, I think, 300 starts in there, so it's probably a little bit too much, but we'll see how it goes. Right here I think we're going to do the cucamelons again. I'm not sure if they're going to reseed. I did rake the ones that fell down to the end last year. I'm hoping they're going to reseed and grow up and over this trellis again, because that was just another beautiful spot. There's our lettuce tower, looking a little bit sad. It was really hot today, but it's supposed to get in the 40s again here, I think, by next week. So that'll be a good break for them, and hopefully they'll bounce back. And then over here, we're gonna amend this bed next after the potato mound and put brassicas in that bed. It's coming along little by little. I just have to keep reminding myself that it will all get done, and it doesn't all have to be done right now. Some of you already know that I work midnight shift, so I sleep during the day, I work at night. So when I got the call at 11 a.m. that the chickens were in, it was a little bit of a rude awakening. So I am double fisting it out here in the garden right now. I've got my black coffee with the collagen powder that I've been using for about the last couple of months, and I think it's done me some good as far as my skin and my hair and my nails. And then I have my Relight water here. I like the Relight Pina Colada. It's just a pouch that you put in your water. It's good for hydration and endurance and things like that. And the Pina Colada tastes really good, so stay hydrated, people. All right, guys, thank you for being here and for supporting us. If you feel so inclined to do so, please hit that subscribe button and follow along on our journey while we grow a little bit more every day here. I'm happy with the progress so far today, and it did my soul a lot of good to get my hands in the soil and get some seeds in the ground and get some onions planted and make some more plans for our season. So again, thank you for being here. Me and my hat are gonna go inside and we're gonna figure out what's for dinner. Talk to you later.